DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, or how I call it,
These nuts. Got him!
is a molecule that builds most living, breathing things. If you're not a breathing thing at all, you might be dead. DNA is made of 4 organic bases, adenine with thymine, and guanine and cytosine. These lovely bases are to make a code within DNA. Fun fact: the design of the double helix came from the understanding of 2 diseases, heredity and heredity. When scientists found it was possible that DNA consists of 2 chems twisted around each other, meaning these 2 DNAs wouldn't be found if we didn't know how DNA was twisted. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyways, this twisted ladder wouldn't have been found by 4 important scientists: Rosalind Franklin, Maurice Wilkins, James Watson, and Francis Crick. Rosalind Franklin was the only one with an actual degree in chemistry, the Ed and Eddy. She was born in London into a family known for financial benefits, baking. Later in life, she attended college and got her chemistry degree during World War II, then taking graduation work at Cambridge with Ronald Norris. She then went on to investigate on properties of coal and graphite, and resigned her research scholarship to help the war effort at the Coal Utilization Research Association, getting her PhD in physical chemistry. Jesus Christ, she cannot do nothing. After her investigation, she went on to work with a French friend of hers, leading to the introduction of the technique of the X-ray crystallography, making her not only respected in this field, but leading to the discovery of DNA and upgrade of the X-ray. Like, my god. It is ultimately insane of a woman of the time to even find the discovery of DNA, beating such said classic traditions of the ordinary housewife, becoming a legend in science. Then we have Maurice Wilkins, used to be Rose's friend, before them having a fallout and their friendship ending poorly, which slowed the progress of the research of DNA.
I mean, it could have been Watson, a big and
Wilkin Pooh was already at work at King's College during the time Rose was alive. He was a New Zealand-born but Cambridge-educated physicist. Being a new PhD during World War II, his job was to improve the cathode ray tube screens for a radar. Then he was shipped out to the US to work on the Manhattan Project. Wait, what is that? Oh, it was the attack of Pearl Harbor and bombing and first production of the atomic bomb. Okay, because he realized how uncool it was to bomb people and make bombs too. Like everything and everyone says, make love, not war. In fact, he turned to biophysics and began working at Cambridge with his mentor, John T. Randall. John was also Rose's mentor and taught the both of them. Rose and Wilkins became good friends before realizing their jobs are more important than human interaction at the moment and just stick to coworkers. They both studied away on the X-ray crystallographic techniques, with 2 more scientists following up on that. James Watson, having 2 degrees in zoology with a bachelor's degree from the University of Chicago and a doctorate from Indiana University. These degrees, bachelor's and doctorate, made a keen interest spark in his life: genetics. He then continued on to study into more viruses and bacteria and bacteriology in Denmark, giving a big fat middle finger to chemistry. At some point in the spring of 1951, he then saw photos of Wilkins' magnificent, wonderful X-ray crystallographic photographs of a DNA. He then put the middle finger away and apologized to chemistry for his inappropriate actions. This made him move his laboratory to where he meets William Horace Bragg, Max Perutz, and John Kendrew, where Bragg and Max were studying hemoglobin and John studying myoglobin, proteins in the muscle tissue that stores oxygen. But Watson wasn't the only one working with Perutz. Francis Crick was also there working under him, getting a bachelor's degree in physics from the University College London, and helped develop a radar and magnetic mines during World War II. Since Watson was eager to start the DNA research and recruit a colleague, Crick was writing about the X-ray crystallography of the hemoglobin. The 2 team up and make several models of DNA and attempted to incorporate all of the evidence they could find using Franklin's X-ray photographs without her permission were the right ones to use as a correct solution, and all 4 of them announced its structure in articles. After the celebration of the finding of DNA structure, the four of them separate. Rose went back to Birkbeck College, London. She made more contributions to the X-ray crystallographic analysis in the structure of the tobacco mosaic virus. She became friends with Francis Crick and his wife, but she then sadly died from cancer years later. Wilkins then studied more on the X-ray and researched the nerve, cell membrane, and RNA, another thing that has to do with DNA. And Watson continued on quantum biology, but he then became racist and homophobic, which forced him to retire. Now today, DNA is tested to check for genetic diseases, disorders, our personality, and characteristic traits from our parents, and telling someone on live TV if you're the father.
You're Okiori, Derek. You are the father!
But that's about it on what DNA can be used for. Maybe in the future we can start merging humans and animals together. You know what? Never mind.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel.